What is the best way to get someone to stop talking to you without being rude? This is not a productive area of discussion. Double quote. But in all seriousness, I used to have a coworker that would cut people telling him rumors off with "Why are you telling me this?" And it seemed to work pretty well. Not sure how rude you'd consider it, but it stopped talebearers in their tracks. It's definitely rude. But it's a good rude. Some conventions shouldn't be pandered to. Oh. I'm sorry. I need to take this. Double quote. Pulls phone out of the pocket and bashes self in the forehead till passed out. You're going to have to leave because I'm going to have to pretend to take a phone call. Hello? Dot. No. They won't take the hint. My trick at the office is just keep them talking while I walk. Then we miraculously end up in their office. Then I just turn around, walk back to my office. Haha, I do this one all the time. Especially I'm walking out of the office. Egg. During a break or at end of day. Just continue walking until you reach an exit or street you can cross onto, which is the opposite of the direction they are going. You need to be a bit smart about this though. Ask them, where are you heading now? To identify your escape path. Make a promise for a future conversation. I gotta finish up this, but hey, send me a link to that thing we were talking about, or that's cool, man. Hey, I gotta get back to work. Let me know when you beat that level. Double quote. I agree with this. The only downside to it is that you can end up leading somebody on and making them think you're actually more interested. Sometimes people will be like, oh, they want to be my friend. Which might not be true and can create its own problems. Put any random object to your ear and say hello. Oh, it's for you, then hand them the thing. Get a button that is always hooked up to your phone's Bluetooth system. Pressing the button makes your phone ring. Take the call and walk away. Is this something I can buy on Amazon? Cause if it's not, it needs to be. Sorry. Can I stop you right there? And then walk away quickly. I love doing this, sorry. But can I just stop you there? They're waiting for you to say something. But you don't. BRB. And never BB. Dad? Just interrupt them and start talking about your thimble collection. This is no thimble. This is Turkish nipple armor. If you don't know the person, act like you don't speak their language. While I was traveling in Leipzig as a college student, got approached by a weirdo who said something to me in German. So I shook my head and tried to leave. He then said in English that he wanted me to buy him alcohol. So I panicked and said, y solo hablo español. I only speak Spanish. It was a gamble, but it worked. And he shrugged and walked away. Whoa. I was once approached by a sketchy stranger in Paris. He started speaking in French. And I was like, no French. So he started speaking in English. And I said no English. So he started speaking in Spanish, which I speak. And I was like, WTF, let me go. And proceeded to escape silently. Hey, I'm bored, let's play the quiet game. I like this, lol. I start talking about my cats. I only have one cat. But I talk about all the cats I've had in my lifetime. And I'm in my late 50s. As if I still have them all. So, it sounds like I have about 10 cats. No matter what they say. I related back to a cat story. Oh. Whoa. That's like that time my polydactyl cat. And this is always a permanent remedy. In Caddyshack, Chevy Chase was being bored to death by somebody. Looked at his wrist. He wasn't wearing a watch. Said, I've got the thing. And walked away. Another one from a movie was, I just remembered something. You're boring and my legs work. 2 top-notch escape strategies. Make out with them. The covered way. Moonwalk away awkwardly. And wave and say goodbye in a fading voice. Look them dead in the eye and say, I'm sorry. I just shitty myself. Just tried it out. Effective as shit. Dude, if you don't like them, just tell them. It's better than thinking you have a super good friend just to find out they are shitty talking you behind your back. But he's my co-worker, so this doesn't work. I do like him. He's just so f***ing talkative. If you cannot get a word in, the best thing to do is drop something which typically leads the person to stop talking, giving you a break to say that you forgot that you needed to do something. Man. With people like that I usually just throw out a man. That's wild and turn away. Say, can I be excused from this conversation? Double quote. That may I. Your mother raised you better than this. Double quote. I have to return some videotapes and leave immediately. I can't believe that Price prefers McDermott's card to mine. I start signing at them. I can read lips and hear some. But sometimes I'm lazy, especially if I don't have my hearing aids in, and just don't want to talk to them. Confession. My favorite people to do this to are delivery drivers or people who show up at my house randomly. They will come up to the door, which has a huge window, and start talking and I'll just start signing back. It makes them super uncomfortable and then they leave. Ha 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 ha. Nice. I want to learn sign language just for this. Even though I don't know any deaf people. Pick your nose actively. And wipe the boogers on their shirt. Tell him there's an Easter egg hunt going on and you would both be more useful if you split up. Be honest. Say that you can't do this right now. Be nice and be strong. People want and need boundaries. Silent contest. 3, 2, 1 silence. When I was a kid my parents used to play a game with us called Mildew. Whoever could do the best impression of Mildew won. Guaranteed 30-90 seconds of silence and if we were feeling extra competitive someone might even get a nap out of it. No idea how we fell for that for so long. Say oh that's interesting, oh my god I forgot things. Say hold that thought and wander off and you simply forgot you were in a conversation if they ask. Lawful answer. Say you have a pressing prior engagement and end with we'll have to catch up when I'm not so busy. Double quote. Chaotic answer. Shti yourself. Chaotic good. I have to see a man about a dog. Chaotic neutral. Hey what's that over there? Then walk away quickly. True neutral. Why are you telling me this? Double quote. Chaotic evil. Shti yourself. Lawful evil I'm not interested in that. Give one word answers. It's one way to show you're not interested in talking. Edit. Remove the word polite. As someone who's not good with social cues, this one actually doesn't feel polite to me. Usually it takes me a while longer than most people to catch on and I'll let the conversation go on for too long. And by then I feel really embarrassed and hurt. It's not something I do on purpose. I just don't realize they're not engaged until it's too late. I would rather someone just be honest and say hey I'm sorry. I need to get back to whatever they're trying to do now. Double quote. Bruh I'm gonna follow this thread because no matter what I do this person is such a dense cabbage that he won't stop texting me. I'm clearly uninterested in not responding but he won't stop texting. Can't block him. He's a friend acquaintance. I'm out of ideas. I've literally just ended convo a million times. Left on read. Didn't respond for a week. Like be friends but stop texting me all the time. Just say oh. Then stand up and Febreze your chair. They will quickly find a polite way to leave. Minimally participate in the conversation. Give responses that reflect your lack of interest for the conversation. Don't add anything. Give the shortest non-committal answers. Assume the conversation is over once they stop talking, etc. If they're the kind of person who will talk to a blank wall, you'll need to be upfront and tell them their conversating is too draining for you. If possible, just say excuse me. I have to use the bathroom. Double quote. This is actually the most practical responder in the majority of the situations. Literally run away. Depending on the situation, you're under no obligation to be polite. If it is a friend or family member okay. But people get killed and raped because they want to be polite. Someone starts to approach you at the gas pump. They're not worried about politeness. Just shout something that gets everyone's attention on them. people everywhere that are trying to take advantage of you or depending on your politeness for opportunities to push their will on you. If it's someone you have to socialize with, I say be honest but firm. Pretend you can't hear them until they say never mind because they think you're deaf and too annoyed to repeat it for the 5th time. I actually wouldn't recommend this. I am mostly deaf and people can get really aggressive when they think you're ignoring them. I can't even tell you how many times I've been told by my husband that people are yelling at me or calling me a bitch. And one dude even followed me for 2 blocks just yelling at me for being rude. I didn't even notice until he caught up to me and started screaming in my face about how I'd dropped something. It was a pen, and he was trying to give it back. He ended up throwing it on the ground and crushing it under his foot. So, yeah. This has never actually worked for me. Make them not want to talk to you. I play the oh shoot game. Oh shoot. I totally forgot I told Sarah I would send her that spreadsheet. Or oh shoot. I forgot to pay my tab. Usually when you stop someone dead in their tracks to do something else, they tend to wait until they are re-engaged to start talking again. Pull out a banana. Take a look at it. And then say sorry. I have to take this before answering it like a phone. I hope this isn't rude, but I don't feel like talking right now. I'm sorry. Double quote. It has worked for me. Be direct. Slowly and gently bring your finger up to their lips and firmly press. In a shushing gesture. All while smiling politely and maintaining strong eye contact. Then back away while holding eye contact. Well, I'm afraid I'll have to dash, make a call, get some work done. We can chat a bit tomorrow. The odd 2-minute conversation while getting a cup of coffee or picking up papers from the printer builds up a lot of goodwill in the workplace without much effort. Provided you can deftly end it when you've finished. I banged your mom. Sometimes, you gotta be just a little rude. Like, you need one to go and they won't stop talking and don't get the hint. Just, I gotta go. Bye. And leave. Just do it. Could I have a few minutes to think over what you said? Fart. It's not rude if it's a natural bodily function, is it? Honestly, I've actually done this to get a guy to stop hitting on me. And then I kept farting. Thank God for potato gas. It depends on the situation. If you are doing something and someone is talking to you, just say, I'm sorry but I'm a bit busy right now. How about we continue this conversation in a bit? Then at that point just don't engage them any further, and if they ask you anything about it, just admit you forgot. More likely than not they won't call you out on it or try to find you again to continue the conversation, as more likely than not, the conversation was only good because it was being done in that specific time. Hey, I got some stuff I gotta do, so see you later. Most seem to understand I am being polite and we are not hitting it off. It happens. Not everyone is meant to be best friends. Lack of connection happens. Sorry. Me no speak the English. Talk about the skier. And how they visit you at night. Waiting for you to join them. Just start coughing. Give them a big ole smooch. Start masturbating then and there. It ain't rude. He will either stop talking and get out of the place, or he gets into it and stops talking. You might die though. For work, I have a humorous sign about how busy I am that I put out on my desk on really busy days, so not to wear out its effectiveness. It's worked pretty well. 2. When I first started doing it, it had the opposite effect by people stopping to tell me how cute they thought it was. I almost stopped using it. But once the novelty wore off, people respected when it was up. I was serious. I've also perfected the art of typing furiously and dramatically, looking with intensity back and forth between my screens. Few things are more annoying than, man, you sure do look busy. I really want to respond with yeah. Fucker. Then why are you talking to me? But I've settled for gently conditioning them with mild annoyance and distracted response, followed by a half-hearted apology intended on making them feel awkward enough not to interrupt my busy moments. It's an art form. Most are trained now. But now I'm moving to a new shift and have to start all over. Sorry, must go. I think I left the cat on. Say, hey man, shut your BTCH ass up, I don't even wanna talk to you. Works every time. In the UK you slap your thighs. Announces right and stand up to leave. I think I just pooped my pants. Double quote. Avoid them. If you can't avoid them, then don't talk to them. If they ask you a question about what they're talking about, just say, I don't know or sorry I wasn't listening, if you're okay with that level of rudeness. But if you absolutely have to give a proper answer, give the answer in a monotone voice. Hey, I'm sorry I have to go, fill in blank, I will talk to you later. My go-to trick is to physically assault them with my fists. Have you heard the good news about Jesus? Try and talk them into a pyramid scheme you're making money from. I was hoping for some tips. All I got was 6 packs from laughing too hard. I lost myself when I saw pee on their shoes to show them dominant thread. I tried dropping a pen one time. It kinda puts a stop to a tiring conversation. It worked. Ask them to do something for you. They will find a way to end the conversation. If it is an Uber or Lyft and the driver won't shut up, then put on your headphones. If you are in a social setting like a party or a bar, then you should just introduce them to someone else and keep bringing people into the conversation until you are not the center of focus. At that point, go to the bar or bathroom and then find someone you want to talk to. If it is an office setting, then you should look them dead in the eyes and tell them you are interested in what they are saying but you are having trouble with your work. Get them to show you how they would do it and ask them to explain it in the most technical and mundane way possible. They will come to associate you with more work. If it is your friend, then tell them the truth. Staple some staples into your own hand whenever you want and just say, sorry but can this wait? I gotta go to the hospital. Double quote. This is why I always keep my trusty pocket stapler. Go away, please sire. This probably won't work unless you're talking on the phone, but tell them that someone is calling you and then hang up, or tell them that something happened and that you have to go. Also, happy cake day. Play a stomach growling sound on your phone so they think you're about to take a fetch tea in your pants. Stop worrying about being rude and leave. Let them borrow some money. Hey, I need to get back to what I was doing. Catch you later. Double quote.